So, hey, Shadow Side of the Feminine community and Somatic Institute for Women community as well. Wow, my voice is having feedback. Technology. All right, let me take a wrap on this. All right, good. So, hi there. Hi, Facebook. Community in the Shadow Side of the Feminine group. I have come on here to share the impact of the integration call from last night in the, we had a group that joined us in this integration call after the 3-part workshop series on the Shadow Side of the Feminine, where we unpacked the shadow, internalized misogyny, and embodying feminine intelligence. That was a 3-day workshop series. And last night we had a group of us coming on and just sharing what was landing for them and for the field after these 3 days. The 3-day workshop is still available for free until the 31st of March as well. If you have not checked that out yet, we can leave a link in the comment box. But what was really beautiful was someone asked a question about shame and how to process and digest shame. And this is what touched the core of the 3 days for me. And what shadow work is really all about is how do I come into a space of safety within myself to reveal who I am? And very often what is inhibiting us from doing that is our sense of shame, our feeling that who we are is fundamentally wrong. And whether that's fully conscious or unconscious, we can be gripped in the binds of shame. And it was such a powerful session because we had a couple of women coming on and simply just sitting there in presence with me together and also the group, and just breathing and allowing the somatic sensations to be felt and to be seen and to be digested. And through that, aspects of shame were able to be liberated because shame festers alone. And when we open up a space where we can be seen for what is alive, whether that's sadness or grief or anxiety, and just speaking to who we are in the direct felt experience of that, the internalized shame that we have has a space to actually start breathing and moving rather than being stuck and stored in the body. So this was such a beautiful session because that sits at the foundation of all the work. You know, we have the topics on embodying feminine intelligence and internalized misogyny, but at the core of this work, it's about entering our direct experience and sitting in presence and revealing ourselves and moving beyond personality and identity and allowing ourselves to rest back in the seat of being and relate from that place, from our inner somatic world. So that was really, really beautiful. And I want to thank everyone who joined that session. And yeah, what we have coming up next is the embodying a somatic reclamation of erotic intelligence. So that workshop is on the 10th of April. And then after that, we have the annual Somatic Educator for Women certification training. And I'm so excited about this. I want to share a little bit of the landing page to you if you haven't seen it already. So this is my school, the Somatic Institute for Women, if you're not familiar with it. And here you have the certification training. So this training starts in April, in 1 month, basically today, 30 days from now. It's an 8-month certification training, and it is a body of work that is not out there right now. Like I have not seen a training like this available. And I'm very proud of the curation that I have put together of this training. So it's basically a trauma-informed feminine embodiment facilitator training. And we will be guiding you, myself and 11 expert world-renowned teachers will be guiding you into how to feel safe, alive, and free in your own body, in your own being. And the body is not just relating to the physicality of it, but existing in this body and how we can come back to our birthright of relaxation and freedom and openness and spaciousness and live life from that place. And the core of this work is about cultivating a somatic sense of safety so we can come back into a safe and regulated state within our system in order to open up into curiosity and spaciousness and the full potential of what life has to offer us when we feel safe to be ourselves and show up in life with our fullness. So I'm super, super excited about what we're going to be delivering here. And this training is about teaching you, teaching us, not teaching, but creating a space for us to feel safe to feel the full spectrum of our human experience. And this is based in body intelligence, female body intelligence. So that's why it's primarily focused on women, which you'll see why in a moment. And the principles of education in this training, so the pillars of education in this training are trauma and the nervous system, somatic psychology, erotic intelligence, non-dual meditation, embodied leadership, the deep feminine mysteries, sexual sovereignty, menstrual cycle wisdom, and shadow work. So these are the core access points, the central premises of the training that all lead into this space of embodying somatic intelligence, body intelligence, deep feminine awakening, deep feminine embodied awakening, let's say. And this training is supporting us to slow down and feel what is true, what is our truth beyond the concepts and the conditioning that we have received in how to firstly be a woman and how to live our life. Basically, this is like a pathway of sovereignty, a pathway of finding your truth and finding your truth through the felt lived experience of the body as an authority, as the teacher, as the guide in your life. So I will be the main facilitator. This is a training that I've created from 11 years of self-inquiry, professional practice, personal practice as well. And then we have these amazing guest teachers. So we have Dr. Saida Desilets, who is a body philosopher and advocate of sexual sovereignty. She's a dear friend of mine, mentor and teacher, and she is a powerhouse. So I can't wait to have her on. We have Jenny Hale, who is a trauma expert. She'll be teaching the trauma modules and nervous system module as well. Then we have, and Jenny's also been my therapist for my personal therapist and couples therapist. So she's supported me so much in my own process of releasing my codependency, meeting my codependency, and also feeling safe to move through it. And I'm so excited to have her on the faculty. Then we have Jasmine Alicia Carter, who will be guiding us through menstrual cycle awareness. And so helping us understand our cyclical nature as women and how to apply that into our daily life, as well as bringing in processes around period, our blood, and using our period blood, our menstrual blood, for art therapy and therapeutic purposes. So I'm super stoked about this as well. Then we have another very close friend of mine and colleague, Maya Luna, who is an insanely wise being on the teachings of the deep feminine and dismantling patriarchy. So she will be joining us. Then we have an incredible teacher, Ava Irani, who runs an amazing school in Perth and is one of the best meditation teachers I know, that will be teaching non-dual meditation along with me in the somatic psychotherapy module. So we'll be going into non-dual somatic psychotherapy and co-teaching that module together. Then we have Dana Mara, who will be guiding us in somatics and decolonization. She is from Colombia. She's such a beautiful being. Then we have Kirsten Standavan, who is the author of The Future is Feminine. If you don't know her, check her out. She'll be guiding us in feminine-centered business and leadership. Dr. Zalika Hepworth-Clark, who is teaching on decolonial eroticism and sexuality. I love this woman. She blows my fucking mind when it comes to decolonizing sexuality. And the beloved dear David Bedrick, who is the only male teacher on this training, but the training would not be the same without him. The women in our last training absolutely loved him. And he is an expert on shame and works a lot with women on body shame. And he's an incredible teacher and guide, therapist, activist, psychological activist, and somatic process worker. And he will be guiding us through therapeutic interventions and shame work, dismantling shame. So such an awesome faculty. And basically, if you want to apply, and I mean, I'm not going to continue talking, but you've got the modules here. We have 12 modules. I invite you to check them out. Therapeutic dance, somatic intelligence, trauma-informed facilitation, nervous system, self-regulation, trauma, embodied leadership, somatic psychotherapy, body sovereignty, the shadow side of the feminine, the erotic desire and pleasure, accessing your genius. There's so much here. So if you want to apply, you just come and click this button up the top here and you put in your name and your email, and then you will be brought onto a page that is the application process. It's like about 5 questions to fill out, and then we get back to you in a couple of days to hopefully accept your application. So I would love to see you in the training. If you have questions, reach out to us. We'll have all the information in the links below. And that's it. Sending you so much love from Thailand. Have a beautiful day and evening wherever you are.